I'ma go get it tonight.
You knew I would have to make this video. Hello everyone, it's me, the Ad Channel, or Ed, or Eddie, or whatever you want to call me. For those who aren't aware, I am now officially a high school graduate. I know by the time this video would get uploaded, the hype would kind of go away and everyone's probably in college already or gotten a job. For me, it's hopefully both. Once I get something going, by the time this video gets uploaded, I'd probably be in college. I'm not really sure yet. I do have 2 jobs now, and these videos are set in stone for something I want to take to another level, which is kind of the focus when I decide to go to college. It's insanely crazy to think that I started these videos in the 6th grade, and now those 12 years of acquired education are over now. I've grown up with YouTube. I've been with it even in the darkest times, and I was a proud trooper. But hopefully this site is alright now. Anyways, school. It's not something I should talk about. Come on! I just completed grade school when I pop up my beer, or I'm sorry, my root beer. Yeah, one of those. We may hate school or love it, like really love it. No matter what though, it was a big part of our lives. Those 12 years are essentially building yourself to who you are today. Finding friends, making connections, finding your passion, and seeing who you really are. After grade school, it's pretty much your road from here. Those school pizzas are no longer available to you. Welcome to adulthood. Personally, I am a guy that likes to reflect, and school was something I reflect on heavily. The memories I made can range from great, oh that happened, to oh yeah, we try to forget about that. That's right, just like every other YouTuber does, I am making one of those school stories videos. Oh wait, let's make this a little original so people can actually find this video when you search up school stories. Tales from the Academy. I'm probably gonna still call it school stories, or Mr. V's probably gonna make up another name for me. I don't know. I don't really care. Now, my summary of school can really be described as 2 things: a roller coaster and this image. If you know, you know. That isn't to say though, there weren't any stories along my journey, so let's not drag this intro for long and follow me as I tell you my experiences with shitty PNGs because I don't know how to animate. Scratch that. I'm actually gonna pull up gameplay footage because I haven't done that in a while. Let's see. Let's put up this. There we go. Let's be honest, as much as high school can be the peak of anyone's lives, after graduation, you really try not to remember it. The memories are fading as I am writing this, recording it, editing it, and uploading it. For my years in high school, I actually went to 2 different schools. The first one was a very small school that centered around business and all that good stuff. I'll be honest with you guys, I didn't like that school. It was literally the reason I was down 28-3. The only memory I have with it is not a good one either. Since it was focused around business, I had a great idea in mind. What if I grabbed one of those big duffel bags that you use for sports, have my mom take me to Costco, and buy chips and candies and drinks to sell them? People were first doing it in middle school, but I couldn't do it at the time, but now I had some kinds of payments, so I took the opportunity to start selling. My little snack selling vendor lasted a whole 3 days. It ended thanks to my damn math teacher, which, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, I hated her, and so did everybody else. We were really deep into a lesson one day, and I probably wasn't being paying attention like I always do. She went up to me and asked why I wasn't paying attention, and I don't remember what I said. It wasn't important, okay? But then she asked me what was in the, oh, I don't know, big old duffel bag next to me. Look, I tried so hard to come up with an excuse, but I didn't, so I might have admitted to selling candy. Okay, look, she had no reason to ask me like that. Like, we don't even talk or even care. Why would she even care? So why? During lunch, I got pulled into the office, and without a word, the principal grabbed the bag from me and went through it. Now, hang on. You can't just grab that from me. Regardless, she found tons of candies and chips in it. Weird part of the whole situation was that you would think she'd take my bag away, but no. I got to keep the bag the whole rest of the day, so obviously I went to sell more without anybody looking. Those 3 days, I actually made a pretty decent amount, around $30, which for 3 days, $10 a day, which is not bad at all. But the worst part about this whole thing is that 2 years later, I got together with someone that went to that school. One night we're calling, just having a good time. The old school happened to be in the conversation, and I told her about the small business I had. According to her, there was someone that did the exact same thing, same strategy, same things, and even worse, the teachers were cool with it. You've got to be kidding. They probably played a real game of favoritism right there. Thankfully, I never graduated from that school. But the school I did graduate from was not only 10 times big, but 10 times worse. Look, dealing with all the constant fights and vaping and vandalism from the bathrooms, that was just another Tuesday. It happens so often, it's just another thing. It's just regular. There's nothing to talk about. Like, I could talk about stuff from there, but be so boring and be so played out. It's just, it's so boring. If you thought I was going to transition to a special story about it, you'd be wrong, actually. Now, if we go backwards in time for middle school, oh boy. If you watched a certain video from 2 years ago, you would get an understanding of how I felt about it. But, to be honest, I played the whole thing straight. The whole 2 years. Well, almost, because of the funny cough that happened in the middle of my 8th grade career. Come on! Speaking of 8th grade in that year, I had a history teacher who I'll just call Mr. Copper. It's close to his name, but not really at the same time. Now, this dude was one of those teachers that actually enjoyed what he was talking about, given that it was history, one of the most boring subjects ever. He made it really fun, and he liked to make jokes about students in the class, and everyone really liked him. And now, he may have been cool, but you ever just got that wonder when you meet somebody and you've known for a while, but you just never saw them mad? Well, Mr. Copper never got mad, but that all changed on Halloween night. I had this class at the very end of the day. You know that meant we were all excited for Halloween, and it was all fun. Mr. Copper wanted to make the lesson as fun as possible with a slideshow, but there was just one problem. Our asses was not paying attention at all because we just kept talking and talking. Even with our teacher trying to tell us to calm down, we did it. Admittedly, I'm not in the clear either. I couldn't shut up either. It got to a point where I saw my teacher absolutely losing his shit. After one more attempt to get us to shut up, and we didn't listen, he slammed his hands on the desk and yelled, "Jasmine, turn off the lights!" The now spotlighted Jasmine got up and turned off the lights. This was when we finally, and I mean finally, shut up. For 10 minutes, we stayed in silence as we watched our teacher trying to calm himself down because I don't even think he's ever got mad like that in a teaching venture ever. After like 10 minutes, right, I listened to him as he was basically bending to us, saying that all he wanted to do was teach the lesson, but we just kept going on and would not be quiet. Funny enough, though, it was the last 10 minutes of the day, so we walked out in complete silence. Like, I didn't hear any chairs go up or backpacks being put on. I didn't hear anything. Like, hearing kids outside broke the sound barrier for me, honestly. Look, if I wasn't so much of a jerk, I probably would have apologized for even just shut up in the first place. Mr. Copper, I know you don't know me or just shout or anything. I'm sorry for being a little shit, okay? Your class was great, though. And now, finally, we have elementary school. What a nostalgic time for me. I loved elementary school. It was the starting core of who I am today. I was thinking about doing a solo video, but no. In terms of experiences, I have some. We could talk about the time my leg got stuck in the playground fence. No, I'm not joking. We could talk about the time a football was launched in my head, almost suffering from short-term memory loss. Wait, what were we talking about again? We could have talked about the time I was presenting with a few friends, and I was reading one of their slides, and it had lyrics of airplanes on it that they forgot to remove. And maybe also the time I left my backpack on the city bus and I never saw it again. But speaking of backpacks, none of these stories compare to the time I walked home from school on accident in the morning. Yes, you heard that right. uh, it's just funny thinking about it now. So, back in 4th grade, our dad used to still live with us, and he used to drive me to school every day. On a random day, I was just so ready to rule the world and see what bullshit and terrible lunch we'd have today. There was just one problem though. When my dad dropped me off, I was already about to walk into the school. However, I was missing something. It's just, oh, I don't know. My backpack? Yeah, this is the second time I forgot about its existence. By the time I realized, I was already about to walk in. So, you are gonna help us. What should little Ed do? Should he go to the office and have them call my dad? Should he wait until my dad realizes that he sees a Minecraft backpack chilling in his car? Or should he walk home? If you guessed walk home, you'll get a cookie! Yes, I just started turning back and I started walking out of the school. My logic was that my dad was probably already at the house just chilling. So when I get there, I can just ask him to take me back. Yeah, never mind the fact that your son just walked home in the goddamn morning. That was the card I was playing. I walked all past the kids who all gave me weird expressions. There was even one kid that told me, "Hey dumbass, school's that way." Maybe I was the dumbass, but I was determined to get my damn Minecraft backpack back. Baggity back. Now, you would think I would easily get lost, but surprisingly, I knew my sense of direction. That's mostly thanks to my sister, because we used to ride scooters home and from school before I got picked up. Also, thankfully, I did not get kidnapped. This was before phones and kids became a combo, so if a guy scooped me up from the street, bye-bye, little Ed. Thinking about this time again really made me think about a lot of things. Like, I had no idea if I was scared or confident or I should be doing this at all. A fourth grader walking on a very cloudy day with almost no way to contact anyone in case he gets in trouble is a sign of bad news. But no, I walked the whole way and only one guy asking for cigarettes, but I was only 500 feet away, so I told him I didn't know what that was. I didn't actually know what that was. I'm starting to think I was really stupid. However, before I go further, the other day, before I started recording this, according to my mom's testimonial, because she reads my scripts, thank you, Mom, there was somebody that was actually following me and had even asked for a ride back home. I don't know who this was. Maybe it was a family member that saw me or a stranger. So basically what I'm saying is, I could have been kidnapped. Finally, I made it home. My older sister got a big surprise at the door. A little brother pleading to come in. Let's just say she wasn't too happy. I came to find out my dad wasn't even home either, so my logic was just thrown out the window. My sister yelled at me, and she called my dad. Then my dad came, didn't yell at me, but my mom over the phone did. I cried a little. I was very sensitive at the time. My dad gave me my backpack back, and he asked if I wanted to ride back home from school. A ride back to school. I messed this up, but I'm not gonna change it. I'm already too deep into this. So, sorry. Anyways, my dad gave me my backpack back, and he asked if I wanted to ride back to school. But I was already here, so I said no. Not only did I get a free day off, but I did get a whooping from my mom. So, a lesson. Go to the office if anything happens. Well, most of the time. And don't be an idiot like I was. Alright? Don't just walk home unprompted, alright? Don't fucking do that. Now, this would be the time I would have ended the video, but today is very special. To celebrate my 7 years of YouTube. Holy shit. You guys have sent me your school stories, and I even brought guests to narrate them. So, I'll be gone for a minute. I'm gonna go make some Kool-Aid. See ya on the flip side.
So, I told this story like 3 times, but it's still funny to this day. I remember being at lunch with my friends when the queen died. They were all talking about whatever when I was just scrolling through my phone. All of a sudden, I opened Twitter and I was blasted full of articles about the queen's death. And surprised, I screamed, "The queen is dead!" to my friends. Little did I know, I screamed to everyone there, 'cause everyone went silent, like mad quiet, like uncomfortably quiet. Everyone was just staring at me like I was some crazy person before everyone just went through their phones and yelled about it. I remember laughing about it when I was going to class, and my teacher just asked, "What's so funny?" I told her about it, and she immediately went, "I'm glad that racist is dead." Like, what?
Well, one story I could share that I can remember is that first semester, I was being bullied in health class, and it declined a lot of my health personally. I lost a few pounds, and I couldn't eat for a bit. Then I saw the same guy, and his leg was injured. Found that pretty funny.
So I brought water balloons to school one time, and we have them filled up. We were going to toss them at people that we hated, but we didn't, and instead we were looking at cameras and just waving at them while we had the big balloons in our hands. The water balloons were giant, and we didn't get in trouble, though, so...
So in preschool, there's this one kid that just pissed me off so bad that I just hit that kid with a jump rope. I didn't even remember that even happening until I went to see my school therapist, and she went through my records of my misbehaving.
In the stripped club, straight up jorking it. And by it, well, let's just say, my peanuts.
There was also this one time when I was in dance practice, this girl who was in our dance team had a bag with her. She put it down and pulled out a cat out of it. It was a baby cat, and while we were doing our dance routine, the cat was running around and stuff, and me and this other girl were like trying to get the cat and put it back inside the bag. And this was after school too. So the bag had ran out of the class that we were in, and had ran inside of another classroom. The teacher was just in there with some students, and he was like, "What the heck is that?" And then we told him that it was a cat, and basically he didn't really care much about it. So we got the cat and put it back inside of the bag before the other teacher that was in the room where we were dancing in came back, because he had left at the time. So yeah, that's what happened. It was freaking crazy.
Oh, another one was I was in the gym. Me and my buddy lost the soccer ball on the other side of the gym. So he calls out to my senior friend and he's like, "Hey, kick the ball back to us." Something. So he does. He kicked it full speed. If I hadn't looked and moved out of the way, I would have broken my face or been in the hospital.
So, my ex, right? When me and him were dating each other, this weird ass girl, forgot her name, she was best friends with him. She was super clingy and super annoying, until one day my ex told me she didn't want to come to school that day because she told him that she wanted to because she was so jealous that I was with him and not her. And she told my friend to tell me that she was gonna bring a knife to school if I went to school the next day. What did I do? I go to school the next day because she didn't even go to school that day. Anyways. Then I found out a few days later from her cousin that she went to a crazy hospital. That's crazy. Because she tried and she was. When she came back to school and my ex were already broken up with and not speaking each other, one day he texted me when we're still not okay with each other and asked me for some fucking advice because he was trying to stop being friends with her, but she threatened if he left her. And my advice to him was just leave her, and he told me my advice was terrible. Then he finally stopped talking to her, and I haven't seen her since.
And that's all of them. Thank you guys for those who narrated. Say hi, guys.
Hey,
Hey,
What's
Yo,
up?
what's good, y'all? What's happening?
Okay, guys, your 20-cent paycheck will be in the mail in 2 weeks. Enjoy! Anyways, that's gonna do it for this time. I'm not gonna get real corny and waste a whole minute talking about the next step of my life. You already know what it is. These videos and books I'll be writing in the future. For those who just graduate high school or college, congrats. If you know what you want to do, go for it. Be the person you want to be, not have to. And for those who are still in school, Suckers! Enjoy your square pieces in final exams, and the stress of getting homework done, and not having to worry about grades, and having to deal with bullying. Oh yeah, I'm not off the hook either.
Don't you ever